Everybody, we are back with the warning. This is vlog 25, where they talk about chapter 3 of Queen of the Murder Scene. So let's jump right in. I'm excited, happy to learn and be inspired once again by their creative process and their antics and their interaction between each other, because that's nice to see. Let's go.
Okay, so we were missing chapter 3 and 4. So I guess, should we do it all in the same vlog?
No, I think it should be different vlogs.
Okay, yeah.
So,
Chapter 3.
Okay.
Okay, so we start off with Sinister Smiles. As you know, this is a duet between Pao and me.
Pao and I.
Really?
Yeah, Pao and I.
Pao and I, sorry. Okay, so technically, what is happening? Okay, the last song was The Sacrifice, right?
Yeah, the last
So,
one was the sacrifice.
as
The sacrifice
as you
is
remember,
the introduction of this like character that is the voices in her head. She literally feels so alone
that she creates.
that she like her subconscious creates like this other voice, like this other person inside her head. And
That's
basically
trying to,
the
make
sacrifice
her feel
is
better.
like, hey, I'm here to support you, but like let's say that this voice, this character, it's not a good voice, it's not a good character.
She's slowly
It's the
trying to take
antagonist,
over.
basically. So Sinister Smiles is that like internal struggle of like our main character fighting against the voice in her head, and in the end of that song, the voice in her head wins and like takes over.
Yes.
And
as the song says, like the voice is repeating over and over and over, just break apart.
break,
Yes.
just break.
Let me take control of everything.
Yeah.
Actually, the kind of turning point between this character and is actually in The Sacrifice, where she said like all the pain will be mine. Like let me just take
over. And
take
basically
over
Sinister
everything.
Smiles, it's that part where she's fighting. I'm supposed to be like good girl. Danny's supposed to be like,
Well, not necessarily good girl,
oh wait,
but-
well, main character girl then.
but innocent, like that.
Yeah.
Well, not innocent. No.
I just love the way they interact. That's yeah, but I understand what they're trying to say. Just to the main character, and then she always gets overtaken by the voice or the personality that she almost created to feel less lonely. And that made me think about a character that I've written too. It's almost that inner voice. I've written a few characters like that, and my main character in my trilogy has that, but that's more like his addiction, his self-deprecation, talking to himself. But I had another fantasy character. Don't steal the idea, because it's not in my published works, but it was basically like a twin, twins in the womb, but one of the babies didn't make it out, but the personality somehow, it's fantasy, transferred into his brother, and they live together almost like Siamese twins, but all in one body. So that made me think of that, and one of them is pretty good, one and the other is not so good. So it made me think of that, and once again I get inspired, like, damn, finish that story, man. Stop slacking off. Oh, so much fun to watch them, and like I said, it's always inspiring. You get that fire in your belly watching them talk about this
Character girl then.
That innocent, like that.
Well, not innocent. No, basically in that
Yes.
song, like my voice is supposed to be like
The
main
confused,
character,
yeah.
and Danny's supposed to be like the evil voice.
Yes.
And
I know.
in the end, the evil voice wins. Like Danny wins,
Yes.
and basically Dull Knives is like the character taking over by like that voice, like fully and like
Enjoying.
basically turning into this
The
new like
Queen
coming
of
out
the
of the
murder scene.
cocoon, turning
Yes.
into like Queen of the Murder
You know that
Scene.
she's just realizing like
Yeah, and Queen
this
of the
is
Murder
weird, but I
Scene
like it.
is her fully accepting the title.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
she's like, this is what I'm supposed to be, which is not
And
really a
don't
good
mess
message.
with her
Yeah,
because
she's the Queen of the Murder Scene.
she's scary.
Oh,
Yes.
Queen of the Murder Scene was really fun to write. It started with basically all the melodies in the song were guitar melodies, were guitar parts.
Actually, I just had the chorus on a guitar, like the chorus. You see, like the yes.
Was only
Yeah, I like that a
That's
lot.
the only thing. We
was-
actually had a lot of trouble with
It
that
was
song.
a very difficult song to
It
write
was,
because
yeah.
the lyrics, man.
Not only the lyrics, the
The
music. Because
Everything. Oh, it's like
I did that part, and then we realized that we started to fill in the parts of the song, and we realized that it was all like the same chord.
Oh,
the
it's
song.
one chord, right?
It's one chord.
It's well now it's
Well, now we
now it's
changed
more
it.
chords,
But
right?
first,
But,
it was one
like,
chord, like the
it
whole
was
song.
really hard to write.
Yes.
I remember that we struggled a lot.
Yeah.
It was one of the songs that like in like terms of struggle, it was like ugh, and then Queen of
Queen of
Mercy.
Mercy.
Oh,
yes.
okay. So I didn't know that. So yeah, we had the title Ugh, and how we know how that title now came about because of the other vlog. And apparently they struggled with this song too. Yeah, man, sometimes it comes easy, sometimes not. And it's interesting to hear him talk about that. And especially for people who also want to create and not only music, but whatever they want. Like, yes, struggle's going to be there, but don't give up because then you're going to get to these songs like Ugh or Queen of the Murder Scene. It's that struggle of finishing stuff, even, when you write a book, when you write a short story, when you write a song, it doesn't really matter if the first one, if it sucks, if it's bad, just being able to finish it, that is the accomplishment. That is what you need to do instead of like going half the song or half the book, whatever it may be, and then saying, oh, this is not good, I'm going to quit. No, finish it. Just finish it. If it's bad, nobody has to listen to it. Nobody has to read it. Doesn't matter. You could come back to it later if your skills are sharpened. But just the act of finishing something, that is where your first magical moment happens. And then you can, go from there. So that's very important here, what they are saying. Like, yeah, we struggled, but we kept going. Love that a lot.
Struggle. It was like ugh, and then Queen of
Mercy. Yes.
Yeah.
Man,
Definitely,
the songs that you
definitely.
start.
Yeah, the songs that I started are usually
Yeah,
those.
the songs that
I'm so
are
sorry.
usually like the hardest
But-
ones to write. But it was one of my favorite songs.
Yes.
After we finished it, and
Yeah,
we
me
speak
too.
Japanese on that song. Like we
Oh, yeah.
at least I really wanted to like put a little bit of part like for influences there, because we have been watching a lot. Whoa, we wrote this song a long time ago,
Yeah.
like a year ago.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, like in that time, I remember hearing that song, that word a lot, korosu, in animes, which is basically it's kill. Basically, they always
You
be like,
did the same way,
"Korosu." So we wanted to incorporate that, and I just thought it was like the perfect song. It's like korosu. It was like
Yes.
very good, and yeah. So basically, korosu is the verb to kill. It's
Oh, yeah. But I know that by now because, many people told me in the comments. So thank you for that. And also, they got it from anime. I don't really watch anime a lot. I have read some manga and I've watched a few anime, but it's very creative as well. It's very gory in a lot of cases, very bloody, very, murderous. But the ideas that are explored in these mangas and these animes are incredibly creative. So if you're a fantasy fan, definitely worth it to check some out, like One Piece or what's the other one? Berserker. I like that one a lot. So there's many. There's too many to name, but there's so many interesting ideas being explored in those, which you can really get inspired by because it's animated or it's it's manga, it's drawn, so the possibilities are endless, and they are really, sometimes thinking outside the box there, which I really enjoy, and that's cool to know that they love that as well. And all of your things that you consume, they somehow join forces, and they, like a ball of yarn almost get spun together, and that's what comes out of you. And then I'm gonna take it's like art is like a collaboration between the whole world. It's incredible. Dang.
and yeah. So basically,
Somebody write that down. I put that on a t-shirt.
Korsu is the verb to kill. It's kill. Korsu means kill. Which
That's so
honestly,
dark.
it's very dark.
Yes.
It's very
Yeah.
uncomfortable. And we know, but it was just something that fit perfectly.
Yeah.
And
our
of course,
character's
we're not
story.
promoting like for anybody. We're not encouraging anybody to go and like kill. Not
We're
really,
just
guys.
telling a story.
We're just telling a story. But that's on. Wait. The screams. Okay, the screams at the very end.
Yeah.
It was Danny recorded them. We
I
recorded them
those
for
screams.
the demo. Not even for
Oh.
like the song. And we were like, okay, Danny, just let out a couple of screams, like chill, just
to
a
see
couple
how it
of- Yeah,
sounds,
exactly.
like-
In the end, and he was like, okay, let's do it.
I turned off the lights. Like
It
I
was the
clear-
most
It was awful.
uncomfortable thing I've ever endured in my
I don't
life.
know. I don't know where I
It's
got
like
those screams out.
perturbante.
Awesome.
It was.
It was perturbante. That's what it was. It
No,
was
it was awful.
horrifying.
It
We
was
were like
Jake, Allen, and I were just like in the room.
And the other.
Yeah,
and the
and
we
control
also
room.
we also had the lights turned
We
off.
also had the lights turned off
But
because
she
they
act-
bothered
yeah.
Danny.
Scary.
Oh, God, it was horrible.
the three
And
of us were like,
it was
oh
all
my
in
God.
one take. She was screaming horribly,
Laughing.
and then she started laughing, and that was
The
horrible.
three of us were like,
guys.
oh
Oh, she's a method actor. The queen was overtaking Danny as well. Like close the lights and just give some primal screams. Hey, that could be healing too, man.
And then
Come
she
on.
started laughing.
The
and
laughing
that was
is-
the
horrible.
three of us were
Because,
like,
guys,
oh my god.
we recorded the demos like in a week, like all of them. We kind of like we had that purpose of recording everything. So I was like, I was in character like the whole week. So I was like, I just let it all out, like.
It was awful.
But-
It was.
Oh yeah, those sessions were like
Perturbante
Disturbing.
is disturbing.
disturbing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
I
disturbing.
But
But
it
it
made
was
it really
perfect.
cool, yeah.
And we didn't
Yeah,
even
it
try it again. I
worked.
was like, Danny, let's leave it like that. And when we recorded the song,
I don't know.
no, okay, so we used the screams from the demo,
yeah.
and it sounded just
Actually,
like perfect.
There were some things that we actually used the things that we recorded for the demos
demo.
on
Yeah.
the actual songs, like things that we couldn't really duplicate, like the
intro for Stalker and
The intro for Stalker.
Yeah,
that was recorded in here
The
in our home studio.
vicios, how to say vicios?
The feedbacks.
Vicios?
The
Vicios? The
The
feedbacks.
feedbacks.
The piano.
That was like a one-time thing. It came out perfectly.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yes.
It was
Cool.
also very disturbing. Okay, so that's basically chapter 3.
Yeah, that's chapter
and
3.
a lot of people asked like the fill from Dull Knives that I removed.
Yes.
I mean,
the studio
I
version
was
of
never
Dolores.
a really big fan of it. So when we started working on the song, I was like, you know what? I mean, let's take it out. And I really liked how it felt without it.
And
And,
we- It was to support the other line that we incorporated
yeah.
in that song. It was.
Okay, so that part.
So we wanted to
So
do
in
that.
that part, basically, instead of re-entering like the, I don't know how to say it. Instead of entering on like
The
the
downbeat.
downbeat, the like beat 1, with that like riff, it entered in the one.
Push.
It's not push. It has.
The
I know it
end
in
of
Spanish.
the end of
like,
the 4.
Yeah.
The end of
One
the 4.
and yeah, it's the end. I know
The
it in
end of the
Spanish. I'm
four.
sorry. So the end.
One E and
of
a
the
2 E
4.
and.
We entered in the end of the 4. So it was
Push.
like it pushed. So with the fill we couldn't do that. So I was like, let's just remove the fill, and I was like,
Okay.
okay, and so we left it like that.
Yeah.
And
Also, one point that I'm sorry.
no, yo no tenía nada que decir.
Oh yeah, one important thing that we have been seeing, like, why didn't we make Dull Knives longer? Okay. So we actually did try, guys. We did want. We did want to. I know. We actually like incorporated a little solo, and then we went back to the chorus and everything. But you know what?
It was horrible.
It was awful.
Nothing fitted like correctly. The song was begging us to
To just
leave
leave
it
it like
like
that.
that.
Yeah, we
And
did try to
we
make
didn't
it
like
like
a ton of things.
we didn't want to fix something that was not broken.
Mm.
Like, no, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, hey, they got excited. I got excited by that too, man. Yeah, don't fix something that isn't broken. You can add and add and add, and then suddenly you come up with something too complicated. And that's something I've actually commented on just in general. If you look at the overarching theme and all the songs, like it's tight. There's no fat on it, as we would call, in writer's terms. It's, not too, filler, like everything that's there is supposed to be there and it works. And of course, you can keep adding, like that's what they say about art. I don't know who this quote is attributed to, really. Like, great art is never completed, only abandoned. Oh man, I used to know who said that or who's it attributed to, but that's true. With everything, you can keep editing, taking things away, adding things, notes here and there, instruments and words in the lyrics. Paint brush strokes when you're painting. And if you come back a year later, you can say, "Oh man, I could have changed that. I could have added that." That it's never truly complete. But sometimes like when you're just tweaking little things, that's when okay, I think it's done now. All right. Hey, I love that a lot.
Like,
oh,
no, sorry. Okay. Stop it, guys. Okay, so yeah, actually we did try, but none of the
the parts we incorporated
actually
so
like made it made it feel less than it already was. Like it ended like this, and we just kind of like.
We liked it the way it was.
Yeah,
basically.
it ended on a chorus and stuff like.
Oh
So-
no, it was bad.
No, it was bad. So, like, thank you guys for really, really liking that song.
Yeah.
Like, we're really proud of it
Oh,
too.
Don't
so.
Nudge is fire.
The good thing is that if you really, really love it and you want it to be longer, you can always play it again.
Exactly, and that was a really cool thing about it, that you got like left with this feeling that you just wanted it to continue, but
More.
there was nothing more, so you didn't have any other option but just to play it again, and we kind of loved that. So we were like,
Strategy.
why fix something that isn't broken?
I know, sorry, that's the
Yeah.
face of this blog. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of chapter 4. Yeah. Guys,
Just a little bit of fun fact. Okay, in Sinister Smiles, you see there's like a weird it sounds like clapping, I guess.
It sounds like
But basically, what we used for that,
it's a weird instrument.
no, it's a traditional Mexican instrument.
Oh really?
Okay, our grandfather gave it to us like 5-6 years
Yeah, he
ago.
said like, so
5-6
you can
years
use
ago.
this in your songs, and we had it completely abandoned because it sounds really weird. It's
5-6 years abandoned in the back of the room. It was
it
just
really
there.
it had like
Dust.
no spider webs. Like it
Oh.
had spider webs. I had to clean them out. I know.
Okay, but it sounded really cool, and it sounded like this weird like tribal thing, which we were trying to like incorporate. It just sounded so cool, and we're like, leave it.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the falsettos, I do them, and it's,
Ale sings them. There were a lot of people saying that it wasn't Ale.
but it is.
It is Ale.
just two.
Ale sings those parts. Ale
Yeah,
has,
the three of us sang the chorus.
yeah, but like in terms of range, like Ale has one of the highest ranges.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah. Oh no, you have the lowest range.
I have the lowest.
I
range.
have the highest range, and
But
the,
just because you haven't worked on it, I had the lowest range.
oh yeah, Danny had the. That's why he said I have the highest range, but I'm the one who works on it less. But like for lower tones, I cannot reach them.
Because look, this is the difference between Pau and my voice. So she has the highest range, but her
Like my
harmonics, no, how is it? Overtones.
Overtone.
Her overtones are
deeper.
deeper. So her
So
voice
it
sounds
sounds like I
deeper.
can reach lower notes, but I cannot reach lower notes
She
at
reads
all.
higher notes than me, but my voice is like super high. So
Super high.
it sounds like I can reach higher notes, but actually I'm the one who can fit the lowest.
Lowest.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Ale has
Awesome.
like
A song that goes like super low that you can't like.
it's even out. I had to practice.
Even doubt it,
I had to-
and it's so
wait,
natural
do
for
it,
me.
do it.
Ah.
Even doubt it.
And for me, it's even out.
And I can just
I
barely
can
do it.
barely reach it, but I had to practice so much for it so I could do it live. But
Yes.
I mean, it sounds good, so it's fine.
So yeah. we
Sounds
had it.
great.
Okay. I just wanted to say, guys, that even though like we planned this album with our own stories and something like even in our own heads the story is a little bit different for each one of us. Like she's the one who started it, and I'm like each one of us has a different imagination. And at the end of the day,
yes. I'm gonna play the rest too because she's probably gonna give more insight on that. But yes, and I've talked about this I think in previous, and I love that artists say this because sometimes you have discussions about what is it, black and white, and they say even amongst ourselves it has slightly different meanings because we do have different imaginations. I don't know if I talked about it in the last vlog, but if I write about a cat, I can describe the cat in detail, the color, the spots, the tail, how he moves, but I haven't. So each and every one of you now imagines a cat, and that cat will look different. I don't really have to describe everything in detail for you to know. Like, the imagination of the listener, the reader will fill it in. It's a collaboration. So I love that a lot. It's also like death of the author, if you're familiar with that. Like once the text or the song is out there, it doesn't really belong to the author anymore. It belongs to the public and it's up for interpretation. I love that a lot. And also, if you do great writing, it will allow that. So that's beautiful.
One who started it, and I'm like each one of us has a different imagination and at the end of the day. So whatever you guys come up with can be that too, It's like everyone can give it a little bit of taste of what.
Yeah, a little bit like their own twist.
Yes.
I don't know if
everything's
we even
possible.
should say the real. Oh, we are at some point going to say the real story. But I've seen a lot of comments and like, where did they get that from? But it's actually pretty interesting.
You guys kind of describe it better than we do.
Yeah, honestly.
Love that.
Why I think that's why we made it into songs. If not, we would have made a book. But
thank God we didn't make a book because we cannot even explain ourselves with words.
You guys are so descriptive. It's awesome. Like
It's amazing,
we read
guys,
your
seriously.
comments and it's like, that was what's in my head,
Yeah, that's beautiful. And I've had that too sometimes. You have subtext as well, the things that aren't written that are maybe in there, the interpretation that readers talk to me like, yeah, this and that. Like, what? That's great insight. Thank you for that. So we can all learn from each other. That's a beautiful thing.
Comments and it's like, that was what's in my head.
Beautiful.
So like, so yes, you guys are spot on. Like some of you guys' comments are super great. Really. So stick with your own stories too. I think we kind of make the story vague enough. So
Yeah, exactly. And it's actually it's a very
twist your-
predictable story, honestly.
It is.
So it's fun that everybody can understand it and everybody can like. And there is some details that are not really like present in the story, so anybody can. Come
And
up
there's
with
some
their own
details that we have in our head, but at the moment of communicating them, they just don't come out like as deep. But like
Exactly.
we really
I mean,
as
my
deep.
like my version of the story can be really different from their version because I remember that we changed the story so much.
Oh yeah, we did.
So everybody has a different personality for the character. So it's really cool that you guys are like just
Doing
taking
it
the
too.
character
Yeah.
and just like making it like
We love hearing your stories, and we also we really wanted to focus on the psychological part of what the character was feeling, like everything that's going on in her mind.
love
That's
that.
what we wanted to project: the uncertainty, the confusion, and then the total craziness. So like,
Yeah. That's the stuff that I like too, man. Even when writing, really getting into that psychological part of it, which some people enjoy, and that's the same in these videos because some people say, oh wait, don't talk so much, don't pause so much, but that's the stuff that I like to talk about because these discussions, I learn a lot from them, and it's so much fun to do so. And especially in my own writing, when you write a thriller, some people, they just want to get to the action. But I also want to get into the people's heads. So I got a lot of psychological stuff in my writing. And some people don't like it. Some people like that a lot. So you can't do well for everybody. And I love that they talk about this too. Like, yeah, we can have the murder, we can have the action. But what is more interesting to us is the psychological things. What drives a person? How do they become this way? All this type of stuff that I truly enjoy. And I think that's why I love the Warning so much, because I can really feel like their thought process almost, and what they are saying about the different versions in their own heads is so rings so true to me. Even when we write something, it's as close to that what's in your head, but it's not that 100%, if that makes sense. Like, I have a beautiful story in my head, you know, when you're writing, and sometimes the words reflect that scene perfectly, and then you're really happy with that. But sometimes you can't really 100% accurate describe what's going on in your head. You can see it as a movie in your head, and you want to transcribe your thoughts onto the page. And sometimes it works 100%, but sometimes not. Oh man, I really wish I could, you know, like telepathically send you the story so you can see what's going on. Oh man, again, I knew I was going to get inspired by watching this, and they've done it again.
Yeah, confusion and then the total craziness. So like, I think it. Oh, sorry. I'm babbling now, but
Yeah, I
you
understand.
see, that's why we make music, so we can speak through
Yeah.
that. So yeah, okay. I really do not have the words, but everything that you are saying is so right. I mean, we appreciate that you find the deepness in our like message and our story. It's not just a novel for us. It's like it really carries a message, not just like she's like a murderer.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Murder.
Yeah,
Love
it's
it.
really cool that you guys are putting your own little twist to the story, and that everybody
Interpret.
and
No,
is that correct?
interpret. Yeah.
Yo, I have that sometimes in my videos too, you know, and the English is my second language as well. And sometimes it happens, you know, like, blah, 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 blah. And our brains goes too fast sometimes, and your tongue can't follow.
Interprets.
No,
Interprets.
Interprets. Yeah.
Interpreten.
En serio.
I think
That you guys are interpreting.
Sounds so weird.
Interpreting. Yeah.
Interpreting?
Interpret.
Interpretando.
So weird.
Never
In
mind.
Spanish, it makes sense. That you guys are like
Yeah, making.
interpretando the story your own way. It's really cool, and we really love to hear like your feedback about it. And we're glad that you're taking it like with such open arms, because we know it's not an easy topic to swallow. I mean, we're talking about a murderer here, somebody who kills people, which is not something easy to swallow. And we knew that the moment that we were writing that there were going to be some people who were really not going to like what we were talking about, and we're not going to like the twist. No, not the twist, but I mean the turn that we took when writing our music,
Yep.
because we understand that it's very different from what we've done before. But we really like what we came up with, and we're really proud of it. So we're glad that most of you are really liking it, and that you guys are like just taking this story with open arms now. Like, we really love you for it. Thank you guys.
Yes. Thank you for all your support.
Oh yes, and so I think this is the end of blog number of chapter 3, and we're gonna do like chapter 4. I think we should do it right now. We're on a roll, girl.
Yeah.
Not like I mean pause
Not
the
in this
video
video because it's
and-
gonna
yeah,
be super
yeah.
long. We'll let you rest a bit, but chapter 4 will come soon.
Like right
Cool.
now, because we're gonna record it right now.
Okay,
then
yeah,
we're gonna
but
upload it.
yeah,
So
we'll-
yeah, guys.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye. See you on the next.
See you
blog.
soon.
That was a chapter. Bye.
Yeah, I always pause before because YouTube always tries to send me to the next one, even though autoplay is off. Man, I'm inspired once again, and learned a lot. Learned a lot again about things that I sometimes forget, and that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah, looking forward to the rest of the story, and it's like I understand the point that some people, you know, when you start out doing something musically and then you come up with a whole different story, some fans want more of the same, some embrace the change, and they keep evolving, because the last song we did is a different sound again, Burnout. So I like that a lot. And yeah, this is, of course, it's about violence, but it's not to be taken literally. Like, it's a story. Like, for some reason, people in books and movies can sometimes, you know, embrace that fact faster that it's fiction. But sometimes in songs, people believe, you know, it's like what the artist is thinking or believing in, but it's also fiction, right? So I like that they explained this. It's a story, just like a movie, just like a book, but this is just in a musical way. So yeah, I like that a lot. I respect them so much, and they're doing it at such a young age. And I can only, I can't even begin to imagine what they will do in the future. And I don't know if they want to do another concept album, because I think it takes a lot, and it's definitely more of a niche, for a specific audience. And maybe if you want to grow, I don't know if that's the commercial move, because once you get bigger, you start to think about that as well, and expectations come in your head, and it's hard to keep that doubt in, to follow your creative instinct, and also want to please the people that follow you. So I know how hard it is to juggle that expectation and following your own ideas. It's a tug of war inside of you. So that's not easy, but they're killing it. Well, figuratively. So thank you again for being here. Looking forward to more of their music, especially the rest of the album and many more. So thank you for all the support that I've received here. It's truly an honor to share this journey with all of you. So thank you. Have a wonderful day. Peace.